Tune in, Radio Romania International 1, and in Europe via satellite Eutelsat 16A on 11,512 MHz, vertical polarization, azimuth 16 degrees east. We wish you good reception conditions.
Hello, I'm Cristina Matescu with the news. First, the headlines. Kenya is one of Romania's traditional partners in East Africa, said the Romanian President Klaus Iohannis after talks with his Kenyan counterpart William Ruto in Nairobi. Another 86 Romanian citizens and their families who were evacuated from the Gaza Strip have arrived in Romania. And the Senate is to vote today on the new pensions bill. Kenya is one of Romania's traditional partners in East Africa, said the Romanian President Klaus Iohannis after talks with his Kenyan counterpart William Ruto in Nairobi. He said his trip to Kenya takes place in a very special context, after Romania adopted its first national strategy for Africa and forms part of efforts to boost Romania's ties with African countries. Romania and Kenya have a long-standing relationship and which is characterized by mutual respect, Iohannis also said, adding that Kenya was an example of political stability and democratic transition in East Africa. The two leaders discussed ways to further develop cooperation in areas such as environmental protection, fighting climate change, education, digitalization and green energy. Kenya was the first stop of the Romanian president's tour of 4 African states, to be followed by Tanzania, Cape Verde and Senegal. Pensions bill is to receive the approval of the Senate's specialist committees today before being put to the vote in the Senate. The bill will follow the same procedure in the Chamber of Deputies, as it is being fast-tracked through Parliament. The Save Romania Union in opposition said the situation is unprecedented and unacceptable in the case of such an important piece of legislation. The coalition government, formed by the Social Democrats and the Liberals, wants Parliament to pass the new bill by the 20th of November, that it may come into force on the 1st of January 2024. The bill provides for 2 hikes in pensions in January and September. The Social Democrat Prime Minister Marcel Ciolacu said the average pension in October was almost 400 euros. 86 Romanian citizens and their families who were evacuated from the Gaza Strip arrived today in Romania on a special flight by the Tarom National Airlines, said the Foreign Ministry. The group entered Egyptian territory through the Rafah crossing on Saturday and were then taken over by the Romanian embassy in Egypt. So far, 220 Romanian nationals and family members have been evacuated from Gaza, and efforts are ongoing to evacuate all the Romanian citizens who have requested to leave Gaza. Israel said it has proof that the Islamist movement Hamas has military infrastructure under hospitals in Gaza. The spokesman for the Israel Defense Forces released a video of what described was a terrorist tunnel and said objects were found indicating that Hamas held hostages in a hospital basement. In Washington, President Joe Biden called on Israel to protect the main hospital in Gaza, Al-Shifa, in the vicinity of which clashes are taking place between the Israeli army and Hamas combatants. The European Union has also called for immediate humanitarian pauses in fighting to allow access to essential aid for the Palestinian population. According to a surgeon from the Doctors Without Borders medical charity organization, hundreds of people are stranded in the hospital in nations. Israel has been ceaselessly carrying out strikes since the 7th of October attack by Hamas and launched a ground offensive on the 27th of October. Around 1,200 people were killed on the Israeli side, according to the authorities. In Gaza, more than 11,000 people have been killed in Israeli strikes since the 7th of October, including more than 4,600 children, according to the Hamas-run health ministry. And that's the end of the news.